What's up, guys? Roberto from Review Media.
What's up, guys? Tommy Kentner from TK Auto Works and Tommy Kentner's YouTube channel.
And today, we're not really sure what we're going to talk about. But I see you got the GTR shirt on, GTR Fest.
Yeah. We just got back from that.
Which is a really sick t-shirt because it says GTRs are bigger in Texas. And it's got like, I don't know, like 105 mil turbo, or it's probably even bigger coming out of the hood.
Pro modded.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. And we're on the back as the sponsor.
Yeah, I'll do a little shoot and show you guys that, because like that's actually pretty incredible that, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say grassroots shop here in Tennessee out of no, you know, like out of all the places that they would have that, they have that here.
Yeah.
That's pretty incredible to me.
Yeah, we do a lot of Skyline stuff. So
yeah.
And Andrew and Herman from PRP kind of reached out to us at I think it was Texas 2K 2 years ago, and then said they thought about doing this, and then last year at Texas 2K, or actually this year, we signed up for it.
Nice.
So it was the first year in the States. So they do it in Australia. It's called GTR Fest, and they bring it to the States. So it was a really cool event, and we really enjoyed it. We went racing, went low nines out there.
That ain't bad.
No. Well, and it wasn't even a full pass. So
yeah,
it's like just shut it down at the 8th mile, and we broke a drive shaft. If y'all guys didn't see that video. But yeah, no, it was a cool event. The first event I've been to where they had kangaroos.
Well, there's a lot to unpack there. I think the biggest out of everything is the fact that is happening here in the U.S. now.
Yeah.
That is so mind-blowing, because when we were growing up, you know, obviously the Fast and Furious and all that made the Skyline at this like peak, you know, unattainable car that we didn't get here. And well, you know, in Japan they were doing cool things. I'm not gonna say they're not, but like the guys in Australia were the ones who were really pushing the platform forward.
Where the whole Godzilla come from,
right?
And I would say for me, the Skylines come around in Gran Turismo. So I don't know if like maybe somebody else out there resonates with that. But,
yeah, me too, for sure. It was literally the fastest car in the game. And so
right.
It was like you got in that car and it handled well. It had the horsepower. It broke, like, you know, like everything was just amazing.
Yeah.
So I get it.
Yeah, and but like I said, we played that game, and then you're right. And about 2001, Fast and the Furious hit, and God, it was just. And I can remember back in that day, it was so cool. Like, I think I was a freshman or something in high school. And, you know, it's just like, and that's what I missed probably today the most is like the magazines that come out. I don't know if any of you guys like resonate with that.
It was nice. And like opening it up, and then like you kind of had something you could look at, not just like a phone that you can like change it all the time. Like you kind of got there and like you would look at it and like really appreciate like every little detail. You know what I mean? Well, like, those wheels, that like, tire.
If you had one of the cars, like you could order stuff from the like magazine, because they like that's how they advertised,
right?
And did everything, and then that's how you found out about like new parts, like because
that's so cool, man.
The internet wasn't, you know, what it was. We had dial up, and for, you know, if you're a new listener, you didn't have to go through the dial-up. The modem. It's like, what is that noise?
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, like that was like, the early 2000s were, I don't know, it's just a bunch of nostalgia, because like today everything is simple, and you don't have to make stuff. Like for the DSMs, like you'd go to Home Depot and get some plumbing stuff and like be able to make that car faster.
That's nuts. That's nuts.
But yeah, the Skyline. So it's kind of that, because we've seen it a lot on the internet, GTR Fest, and it's just kind of cool because even he's talked about doing this for years. But we had a race event that was called GTR World Cup. And they was trying to, I don't know, do something together, but it never worked out. So when GTR Cup, because they were trying to bring more people in, they went to DCT World Cup, and that kind of opened opportunity for Andrew from Motive DVD to bring GTR Fest to the States.
Because if I'm not mistaken, those other ones, even though it had GTR in the name, there weren't really hardly any RB cars in there, right?
No, it was just the R35.
Right, right.
And then, like I said, I think the last year we went to it, they opened it up for a DCT class, which allowed the Lambos, Mustang, the Mustang 500 DCT, and all of them to kind of join. And then I think for them to kind of get a bigger entry, they changed the name, which I don't think it really worked out for them, because we usually go to that event in January, and this year they didn't even have it. So,
yeah.
So I don't know if it's going to be a thing next year, or is it just
probably not?
dead?
I think GTR Fest would probably be the one to go to.
yeah. That's what, and like I said, it kind of sucks because that was like our January event to kick off
the year.
Yeah.
But I mean, I will say this though, out of all the events that you go to, and you go pretty much to the big ones, maybe not like the West Coast stuff, like pretty much everything big that's in the United States.
Like just to Texas.
Right? Texas is as west as it will go.
Yeah.
You go on and on about how good this festival was. Like,
yeah, and I think for the first year, like, it just had like so many like crazy GTRs that like the big SEMA one, the carbon fiber R33.
Yeah, the carbon fiber.
Yeah. They just got that one done and literally trucked it from SEMA to this event. But they had another guy that was like the first kit. It wasn't carbon fiber, but it was from the Garage Active, and they revealed another white 33 there.
Wow!
And I can give you some pictures to put up, but but it was like one of one. It was not a carbon fiber kit, so I think it's one that R33 owners will be able to like get and install themselves or have a body shop.
Nice.
But it was sick. It was, I mean, it got best of show there over the carbon fiber one.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's really saying something.
Yeah. So, and it was kind of cool just to see a little bit of everything, from 4-door Skylines
and older ones too.
Yeah. And then I think they did a thing at this event that, is kind of not thought about in the U.S. events, but they literally brung in like big blow up things for kids. Like they had a kids area.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I was like,
definitely.
That's something that U.S. shows haven't thought about, and I mean, it was crazy to inflate.
Makes sense. You start the kids young, and basically you kind of introduce them to this world, and they can, once they get tired of looking at the cars, they can just go and jump around or do whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
it's probably not even that much of a cost for them to do that.
No, I don't think all in all, like, well, and the fact that you're making it a family friendly.
Yeah.
So I mean, they did some shows that was like, different than the U.S. And then I think it's kind of cool because they have like the tradesman's alley for where you don't have to pay like the big entry to come in as a sponsor or wherever. So it's like it's really trying to support the people that support the industry, and I thought that was a good thing.
Something that I did notice, it seemed a little bit kind of like how the Subaru community was a little bit back in the day, where it was very unified and like people were kind of helping each other out, and just the fact that whenever you guys went there, you went there without really any idea that you're gonna race or that you're gonna drive it or anything like that. So you didn't bring any tools or a laptop or whatever.
Yeah, we definitely didn't go.
Somebody in there helped you with the drive shaft when you broke it, and it was just like, that's amazing. Like that's what, like, honestly, like, obviously we love the cars,
right?
But that community is what got us into cars.
Yeah, because I think coming up, like the Subaru community,
it used to be like that.
Yeah, it was really tight knit, and I think it's kind of like what got us into doing this. We were working on so many people's cars that it's like, all right, guys, like, like you know, if I'm gonna waste my weekend, and at that time I was working for another place, and it's like if I'm gonna waste my weekend, might as well try to make some side money, and then that way I can buy parts for my car.
Right. It always went back to that.
Yeah. I work hard for my cars to have a better life.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it really was, and I mean, crazy enough, the only other turbo, well, there's more turbo 400s there, but the all-wheel drive car we got the drive shaft from was June 2, like Corden Racing. So
that's serious.
Yeah, well, yeah. So, and they were like, "Hey, if it measures out, give him the shaft," and so it measured exactly what we needed, and so he let us use it, and then we was able to make another hit, and then we ran out of nitrous, so we wasn't able to do any more because we wasn't prepared. But it was cool because people were coming up and was like, "Adrian, race the car."
Yeah.
You know, you're the only other all-wheel drive turbo 400 here, and a 26, and so people wanted to see what the 26 could do.
Yeah, because I think at that level, most of the guys are going with stroker, right?
Yeah, probably like a 3.2.
Yeah,
or 3.4.
So really, that's what he has. I mean, not that it's cheap, but
no,
for what it's competing against is a decent level of budget compared to what you're getting. You know, none of this is cheap, but you know, compared to what those guys are running, like his is actually pretty average. You know.
Yeah, and then we was even pushing the envelope on that motor because it was unbraced and unmain studded.
Yeah, literally just a piston rod motor. Yeah, that's crazy.
With some head studs and a built head and a big turbo and nitrous.
Nice.
But yeah, that was the great thing about it, because I mean, at one time where he broke that drive shaft, he had to borrow a wrench to get it out. He had to borrow a generator and a grinder, and I mean, people just came together and made it happen to get us back out there.
That's so awesome.
It was funny watching all the people come take videos, because you got all these super nice R34s, 33s, and you just see he's grinding on the bell housing as like sparks are like shooting out of the motor bay and
that's
stuff.
So sick. Yeah,
and people are just taking pictures and just, I don't know, it was a crazy time. So.
Yeah,
but I think that's what makes it worth it. Like, you know, we do, and that's why I'm also saying, you know, every event we go to, it's not like a vacation, because you know, you're doing that, and then also you're out there early.
Yeah, and the media, and you know, like, obviously you're enjoying the time, but there's a lot to it. And here's another thing, like, Tommy's being a little humble about it, but the booth you were next to the Haltech booth. Like,
oh yeah, they set us right.
That is so crazy.
That was another good thing, because Haltech let us use their computer, and then actually helped us out too, because they do a lot more, and it was Australian Haltech. So it's really cool to meet those guys too.
Yeah.
And then they do a lot more Turbo 400 stuff. So they're like,
interesting. Hey. So they kind of knew a little bit about it. Interesting.
Yeah. So we switched some stuff up that they recommend, and just changed up the car. Well, probably did a lot more changes than we should have at one time, but
yeah,
is what it is. You only got that time to make, because that was another thing that kind of pushed us into racing too, because we thought it was NHRA rules, which in the States you can't go faster than like 11.3 without a cage, but for some reason you could go you just couldn't go 8. So,
I mean, I just cannot fathom. You got so much power that you got to let go, otherwise you'll hit 8. Like, okay, that's a good problem to have.
Right. Yeah. And that's what sucks, is because on the first pass, like, he shut it down at the 8th, and he went like 9.9 at 122. So it was on a pass.
Yeah.
And then the second one, with all the, I guess, jacking the car up and cutting the bell housing, something knocked the shifter out of alignment, so it kind of hung gears. And then we ran out of nitrous, because we didn't bring any backup bottles, because we didn't plan on racing.
Right.
So it was like, well, all this work for just like one pass.
Hey, I mean, it happened, and like you said, like the best thing about it wasn't even that he raised, just the support from the community and,
Yeah.
and seeing everybody, and particularly for Adrian, because like I like a lot of other motorsports. Like this is what he likes.
Oh,
like
yeah.
he's all in into
Yeah,
this.
yeah, he loves drag racing.
Yeah,
And
and especially
I think-
GTRs. Like
yeah.
you know, I mean, like that's just what he likes, and then on top of that, like the specific thing that he likes. You know what I mean?
And he probably had the most Australian-looking American Skyline.
That's pretty cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, everybody was giving him compliments on it, and I think it was good for him too, because you put all the work in that he does.
Yeah.
In the shop and in his car,
Mhm.
and just getting the reward of everybody coming by talking to you about it.
Yeah, I think it's so awesome.
Yeah.
And like his car just has like such a nice stance to it.
Yeah.
Like it's so unlike everything else because everybody wants big wheels and stuff like that. He just went the opposite. Just like a lot of tire. And maybe it's because it's the 32. I don't know, but it looks menacing. It almost has like a stance that like an old American car had, like with like a big fatted tire, but like an all-wheel drive version, Japanese version of that. I love it. Yeah.
It's like that Japanese muscle.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, it like I said, it was a crazy event, and got to meet a bunch of big guys like T-Pain and and Hurt and like Andrew.
She took some rotary stuff with them. Now they got a rotary.
Well, they was actually talking about Adrian's GTR.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. But like I said, I think that's what was the coolest about it. A bunch of big name people there that come out, and it was just cool to hang out and chat and do Skyline things.
Yeah, man. It's super exciting. I had like a lot of like things going on with my work and everything else, so I couldn't make it. But I'm really hoping that next year I can go to that one because everything you're telling me about it kind of got me really hyped about it. Yeah. So it sounds like it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If this was the first year, then I can't imagine what next year's gonna be because, like I said, there's just so many like big cars there and like stuff that some stuff that we haven't even seen, like the HKS car. Like I've seen it on the I think it was like somebody did a video of it, but I seen that video of it, and then to actually see it in person, that was kind of cool. That HKS individual bought a car, and then it was the car that they used back in the day, and then they fully like recommissioned it and reconditioned and everything. It looked pretty sick.
Nice. Well, I think that pretty much wraps it up.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to talk about the GTR Fest?
Highlights? No, I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, guys. Hit that subscribe. If any of y'all went to GTR Fest, comment below what your favorite thing was. And we'll catch y'all in the next episode.
Peace.